I'm gonna tear into that carb now, and here I'll do a look beforehand. Sometimes they say take a picture. I got video. I always go back and look. It's fairly straightforward when you look at it close. It just has a throttle turn spring. You take that off, and then that's the kick down. That's off. It's just a clip for the throttle cable. EGR hose, vacuum advance. Do it later. Fuel line, and there's a choke that's down in the manifold that comes up and works over that. You see the deal? So that rod has to come off, and actually I think you take this screw out and you pop the linkage out of the way, and that's on that side. And 4 screws and it pops right off of there. So it's not really a difficult one to take off. And fuel line, if I said that or not. You know what can turn into a big job when you set yourself up for a bunch of stuff coming apart. Shouldn't be that bad, but I'd rather be over than under. So what's going on with it is when you hit the gas, you see that little guy right there? That little guy? That little guy? Well, gas is supposed to squirt out of them directly down the throat of it when you nail the throttle. And it should leave some wet spots right there where it was, because the floats are still full. But that's not happening. So we have no accelerator pump. I believe that's our accelerator pump right there. But this thing's got little fuel in it and stuff anyway, so I kind of want to pop the top off and take a look at what the chambers look like, see if there's any crud and everything in there, and if so, give her a little bit of a cleaning. If we have to go take the accelerator pump, we might as well look at the rest of it, right? I'm going in. Let's light the stage. I should have enough to split the top and the bottom. I do believe. I cracked it already with a plastic handle just to break the come to me gasket. I dumped some fuel out, turning it over. So the floats aren't as full as they should be. One is. But I don't think I have a float issue. I know I don't, because I pissed a bunch of it down below. That's our accelerator pump. Yeah, there. There you go. That's your problem right there. So that little tear in the boot right there is not allowing the plunger to make pressure when it goes down to charge this system. Sorry, this system, and squirt fuel down inside there. So yeah, it's even sloppy. It's just sloppy in the hole. You don't want it sloppy in the hole. Alright, so I'm going to go and take my 3 kits and try to figure out which one is the correct for this, and then we'll disassemble it hopefully and start cleaning some of this crap up and put it back together. So we got that game, what's behind door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. So it's all the kits out, just kind of stuck them on top and give them a quick look over. This one right off the bat, I don't see a gasket even in there that's big enough that covers that whole thing. And there's not even one for that size. So that's automatically out. Plus the that's the accelerator pump, and that linkage is totally different from the setup that I have. So that guy's out of there. This one, the plunger kind of looks like it's the same deal. Yes, no, maybe so. So I'm not sure. I'm looking at the gaskets. The one thing I do see is the gasket that is the base gasket. The holes are 4 of the same size, and on these guys it runs on 2 front smaller ones and then kicks in two fatter rear ones. It gives you that good old police car 70s Blues Brothers kind of bow sound to it. So that is not the correct gasket for that part of it. I don't know if the one underneath it is correct or not. So that might be in between. And then this guy, the base gasket, I think it is. I don't know. Is it? And then the accelerator pump kind of looks like the same thing also. Just the spring is off it, and the spring is somewhere in there, right there. But that's kind of looking like the same as that too. I'm not sure. So I gotta do a little bit more investigating looking through the hourglass. Maybe even both of them fit. Who knows? But before I break the glass, don't you know? Can't be stealing parts out of it. So let me do a little bit more homework. I have a winner that we're going with, and the reason why we're doing that is because door number 2 had the correct length plunger. The one that was in the other one, when I eyed them right up to each other, it was another. I think it was like another 3/8 longer or shorter. It was off, way off. So this is the one with the correct deal, and that's the most brokenest part I got. And the needles and seats look correct. And I have a feeling maybe the correct gasket is underneath that, or that guy's so oversized it doesn't matter. It makes it so that I don't know. Find out when you open it. You guys ever try a banana split Twinkie? Limited edition. That's a good thing or a bad thing? Not bad. Needs to be colder so that the chocolate's kind of crunchy. No. Different. I blew the fuel out of there. Just want to show their sludginess. And it's got some crap in it. Not terrible, but it's like sediment that was on the bottom. That's good we took it apart. I'm probably not going to pop all the jets out of it. I'm going to do my best to blow down with an air gun, but if I see an area is a little on the iffy side, I will go in further and be due how you say it? Due diligence. Alright, we'll go with that. Alright, so I figured we'll go in a little further. Blew out the carb and all the passages. Everything seemed pretty good, except for, of course, the one that we're really working with, which is the accelerator pump. So I figured I'd grab the camera and show what's kind of going on inside there. This is the float bowl area. Maintains a fuel level probably about right there, halfway up this this cut in the sidewall there for the accelerator pump hole. So the plunger pushes down. Once it gets past that side right there, now it can build pressure, and it just pushes that volume of fuel every time you hit the gas pedal from you know, idle to full throttle. That it's shooting that volume of fuel down in there. And there's that again, the plunger that's doing that. Well, that pushes it down to that little hole right there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it right there, that guy. So it pushes the fuel down into there. That's fueled in the body of it. That comes back up to this point right here, which intersects with right here. That is the nozzle for the accelerator pump, which I just unscrewed, which you can kind of see that one went that way, one went the other way, and that's what shoots the fuel down each side when you floor it. And it has inside it a needle and seat, kind of like a float has a needle and seat, and it kind of meters the fuel. Well, then there's the same thing. It's in that, and what that does, it allows it so that fuel can escape upward, but it won't allow it to flow back and lose its prime, because if that wasn't in there, you would hit the gas, but as soon as the primer bulb came back up, as soon as the accelerator pump returned back up, it would just draw everything back again, and you'd have just an air pocket in there, so the next time you hit the gas, very first shot of it's just going to be air. So that's what that does. That's what that check valve is in there for, to stop the the flow backwards. It maintains everything being full to the next shot that comes around once it comes up, and allows it to flow back in again. So I'm going to do the best to clean those up because those bores are a little on the crappy side. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but it has little schmegma on it, just like the walls of that have schmegma on it. So not sure what I'm going to do to address that, but I'll take care of it and turn you back on. Yeah, see how this works out. It's that little port. Try and polish that up as best as possible. That's just some of that two-stroke gas. That's just some of the two-stroke gas from has no alcohol in it, so it doesn't evaporate on me while I'm trying to go use it so fast. Gotta clean that port out. Let's see what we get. Yeah, looks pretty good. I did the bowl. I took a acid brush and cut it off to about 1/4 inch and just used that to do my little scrubby going around. And again, I just used the that gas to clean it. Seemed to do the best without taking the thing down and soaking it. But it's not terribly dirty anyway. Another thing I forgot to mention on the accelerator pump is on the other side. That hole down there where the fuel goes in with that jet, well, it's not jet, that's also a check valve, kind of does the same thing as up top, but that allows fuel to go into that chamber, but when the pressure's pushed down it doesn't squirt back into the main part of the float bowl. I figured it added that. The only other comment I'd make is whenever I take anything apart, I kind of like to set up next to me and I just do an exploded view where everything came out of. It's just how I lay it out on the table, so that you know what jet adjusting screw came out of where. If it's got a different size screw for the top cover, you know where its location is, you know, when the float's different or whatever the deal is. Just makes it easier to follow everything. And then generally when I'm done with the old stuff, I try to at that point flip it back into the box and get rid of it. It's looking good. It should be all back together, but there's no fuel in any of the float bowls. So I figure instead of trying to kill my battery in the starter, I'm just going to give it a little bit of juice just so it kind of fires up and runs, and see if we can prime the fuel pump. I lied too. I got no throttle hooked up yet. You want everything? Where would you put it? Jumping the gun. I guess we could reach in the window and I'm sure that's what it's going to do for a minute or two until the pump keeps pumping. I'm going to set it up on the choke, let it warm up a while. I got to open my door and we'll let it warm up, and then I got to set my air fuel mixes on the bottom. Just smooth old Nelly out here a little bit. Not that way. definitely boots out of the hole now. Accelerator pump's working. Got a little jet of fuel shooting in there. That's what we were missing. So you go to take off from the stop sign, you just fall on its face. There we go. So now that's kind of cured. A little warm up, a little bit more. I'm going to tweak those screws a little bit more, and then that should be it. And it's the next day. Took care of the carburetor stuff, cleaned it up. Of course, I'm a hoarder, so what was left of the carb kit got its info written on it, and it will go in the stash of other carburetor kits because that's who I am and what I do. And brake drums. I went to the parts store, and 35 bucks a piece. I can't complain about that. And say it probably weighs about twice as much as the one that we took off of there. So I would probably gander that these are the original. Where are they? The original ones, or close to it. Actually, it looks like there's writing on them from who knows. So I'm gonna go wash those down with some brake clean, get the oil scum off of those, and adjust the brakes up to them and put the wheels on, and that puppy should be done. And now we can go and stop. Imagine that. So now it's time for a little rodent remediation. Figure I'd go into the trunk and empty it out, kind of clean it out. I do know I already kind of peeked where the feather duster, California dusters are. Guess it must have really, one of my car cleaners, 3 of them. There's a nest inside there, so I figure I'd just take everything out of the trunk and probably clean it out and reassemble everything. Kind of good to open up all the cases and stuff and see what's in them, just to kind of remind me of even what I own. You know, it's kind of like organizing the hoard, and again, sometimes you come by some surprises. So I'm gonna go purge the rest of this, and turn you on if I find anything good. I dug the rest of the stuff out of there, and I actually just took the cloth that was on top of the blankets and stuff, threw them right away because they had piss blanket kind of smell. But then I cut the mat, rolled it up, and went to go look at the spare tire, and lo and behold, guess who's hiding in the center down there? Nice little home away from home, I guess. So I'm probably going to take it. It's very ammonia-y smelling. I'm going to vacuum it out first, and I'm probably going to, I'm not sure what I'm going to go wash it with, some kind of cleaner of sorts, and then Febreze it and reassemble it all back together. Kind of the original color too. I don't know what it's going to show. Let's see if we can find a good spot. It's like again, like I said, like a metallic green. Oh, right there. More of an overspray. Probably, so it's a little bit darker than that in the factory. But, maybe someday. There. It's 70s green. So, undecided. I still like the yellow. I'm still going with yellow with a black stripe. Is that a carcass? No. There's a rag under there. It's like they started on the rag and started building off the top of that. But I'm not going to disturb that with one hand because I don't want to scream like a little schoolgirl while a mouse comes and jumps out of it. Let's open her up. So I gotta go pressure wash the mat and stuff that's out in the driveway. I had some visitors, but I I also want to go and take some probably like 5 to 10% bleach water mix, and I gotta hit the back seat. So that's actually mold that you see, the little discoloration there. That felt kind of like but it'll wipe right off, but I kind of want to kill it with the bleach wherever I can first, and then I'll detail the rest of it. But I figure I'll mist that down and kind of put it in the sun and see if we can kind of kill off whatever we need to kill while the mats are getting done. About 20 minutes later, and you can kind of see it's pretty good. It's dull looking now, but most of the mold is pretty much gone. And I just take the paper towels and I let the paper towels get real wet when I'm kind of wiping them up, and it helps kind of spread it around a little bit. You still kind of see, like in the crack there's a hair, but now I'm going to go over with something to kind of try to make it a little on the shiny side, bring back some luster, and then of course the carpet's getting faded in the center there, and a flat black or satin black paint should take care of that. Just kind of mist it in, and it'll darken it right back up again. But I want to vacuum it. We're going to vacuum it first, then I'll paint it, and then I'll detail the seats. Plus, even though the bleach is dry, it kind of still doing its thing for a little bit because there's still a coating of bleach on there. And again, it's just like, I don't know, 5 to 10% bleach and water, and I put a little bit of dish detergent in there. It kind of gives it some staying power. Kind of mists and doesn't run as easy. Gives it a little bit of tooth, I should say. But let me get the vacuum in now, and have a little carpet in a can action. You can kind of see the after and the before. That side was worse actually. That was the more tinted outside. But we're just using satin black and a little piece of cardboard for the iffy spots, and I use a shop vac to kind of suck up the dust so it doesn't linger and get all over everything. So I'm just gonna go finish that up and jump on the interior. Or I'm actually may let that set for a day and then hit it tomorrow. Maybe we just kind of go for a ride instead. I'm thinking a ride with the top down might be more in order. Get you dizzy.